You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events most of all. Thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect a roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. 1990, and of course we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. I enjoy the celebrations. Some of them I enjoy celebrating just a little bit too much. Sometimes they're better than others. Right now, though, we got a whole bunch of them today. Holy cow. You know, what is it? The first of the month, and we got to have a lot of we celebrate the first of the month. Maybe that's it. Maybe because it's February 29th. I don't ever drink on February 30th, so that's a different issue. But today is, what do we have up first? National Fruit Compote Day. Let's fruit compote. You know, I don't know about you. When we were in school, they used to give you those little cup things with a lid on it, and it had the fruit compote in there. You pull back the metal tab. Yeah, I know you probably don't have those metal tabs anymore. But you pull that back. I think I saw my grandson the other day this is a new one, applesauce with a sippy thingy on it. So you can have a straw with your apples. I don't know about that. I don't know if do you ever learn how to use a spoon if you're eating your applesauce with a straw? Or is that just a benefit for mom and dad? I don't know who's benefiting from the applesauce with a straw. Josh, you're used to that one, huh? Okay, so not for you, for the little ones. I'm hoping. Okay. Horse Protection Day. Is there a day that we don't protect the horses? I don't know about that. Peanut Butter Lovers Day. Now, can we put a little chocolate on that, please? Now, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv or any of our socials, obviously our team likes the smooth version of smoothie. You can tell where my mind goes to. They like the smooth version of peanut butter because the picture we have on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed shows the smooth peanut butter. No nuts. I guess somebody has a nut allergy. Self-Injury Awareness Day. Okay. National Pancake Day. Yeah, pancakes are good. They're always a good one. You know, I was just looking at an app, and Josh, I think I sent it over to you this morning. THNKS.com. So it's thanks without the A, no A. So thanks.com, and I think you can send somebody a gift card for pancakes right off the app. So we're going to be looking at that one. We'll have to come up with some raffles or giveaways or something that now that there's an easy way of sending coffee for a week. How about that one? Starbucks coffee for a week. We can send that out right from the app. So we're going to be looking at that one. We'll, if you want, now you have to be somebody that interacts with us on the radio program. Now, how do you interact on a radio program? Right? You go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Give them the authorization to let us know who you are. And you can tell us, hey, you like us, you don't like us, you agree with what we're talking about, you disagree with what we're talking about, any of the above. And your name will come on there. If you have questions about homes or finance, maybe you want to have an answer on a simple strategy. If you've been out shopping for a new home, maybe you want a simple strategy on getting your offer accepted. How about that one? But I digress. Let's get back to our celebrations today. Now, I am going to tell you that right now, today is Fat Tuesday. I just want to put it on the record here. They're not talking about my waist size, right? This is in New Orleans, Fat Tuesday. It's the day before Ash Wednesday. Now, what that would lead me to believe, and I'm a simple guy, that if Fat Tuesday is the day before Ash Wednesday, what does that make tomorrow? Yeah, pretty obvious, right? All having to do with Mardi Gras. Maybe I wonder, are they going to be out there? They have to have masks. So here's the question I have. Question of the day. I might have to be real careful on this one. So at Mardi Gras, they do some things that are maybe not quite normal. They have a good time out there at Mardi Gras. So they have some beads that they throw, and I know the purpose of the beads. They use the same purpose out in Lake Havasu, and it's not on Fat Tuesday or at Mardi Gras. But I just wonder, do they have to have a mask out there? So do you have maybe you throw the beads now and people take their mask off? I digress. That's not a very good joke. Okay, I'll move right along. That's it. Can we go back to Peanut Butter Day? Maybe that's a different. The other one that I saw here, I don't know about this because I can't even pronounce this. So Josh, maybe you can pronounce this one. Fastnacht. Is that it? Fast night. Okay. It's a German. It's in Germany, Australia, Switzerland. Fast night represents an entire season of festivities leading up to Shrove Tuesday. I wonder what Shrove Tuesday is. Maybe is that similar to Fat Tuesday? I don't know, but let's move right along and see what's going on in the markets today. I'm not sure we want to see what's going on in the markets today. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 710 points. Yeah, that's painful. S&P 500 is down 73.60. NASDAQ is down 209. Oil up $10 a barrel. Mr. President, if you would wake up from your nap, maybe you can turn the pipeline back on, please. We're looking at $105 a barrel of oil, and that means it hasn't even translated into our system yet, but in the formerly Golden State, average price of a gallon of gasoline, $4.84 a gallon, $4.84. Josh, you're still behind. You're at 403.7. I saw your picture yesterday. It came through. I like that. Were you the one that put on there the picture of the president that said, I did that? No, you didn't do that? Okay, well, I've seen some of those. I go to Costco, and they've usually got an attendant right there, so I don't know that they would be too happy if I put that sticker on there. But Jody, our tremendous production manager, $3.82 a gallon. And Lori, she's the best. She's the underwriter for our division. No one better than Lori. $3.83 a gallon for gasoline right there in Louisiana. $3.83 a gallon. Oh boy, it's getting painful, and it's going to get worse. Elections have consequences. Although, it's going to be fascinating. I know the president is speaking this evening. He's going to do the State of the Union. I'm not sure if he'll be awake for it. Do you think Nancy Pelosi is going to tear up her copy of it again? Will she be tearing up her copy of the State of the Union like she did for the last president? I don't know. But I'm sure that the president's going to tell us about how he's brought the world together. The only problem is the only one that's leading the world right now against Mr. Putin is, I'm going to tell you, he's going to go down as a hero. Is he called president? The leader of Ukraine, President Zelensky, right? So, he is talk about leadership. Right. Like many other leaders, when they get invaded, they flee, they go hide, they're out of there. President Zelensky, front and center, talking about how many kids the Russians have killed. It's horrible over there. You got to feel for the people over there. And I'm going to just go out there. When you don't have a strong United States, this is kind of the things that happen. It's a shame, but it's the way of the world right now that you didn't see this under the last president. Why? Well, some people will say, well, he's crazier than the rest of them. Some people say that he made his intentions known, and the world knew that, hey, you don't mess with this guy. Now, what is this all doing, and how do you take advantage of it? And I don't say that in a condescending way, but how do you take advantage of what's going on in the world right now? Well, if you bought a house in the last 2 years, I'm going to suggest you may be getting a reprieve right now, because we did see that the mortgage rates had taken a significant increase. And right now, those mortgage rates, they've come back down dramatically. We've seen the 10-year Treasury, it was up well over 2% on the yield on the 10-year Treasury, and it's now down to 1.7. So why is that? Well, whenever there's unrest in the world, that's what happens. We're at 2.05, 2.048 on the 14th of February. And now we're at 1.7. The world is watching. The world is saying, we don't want to put our money in rubles, obviously. But you look and you say, okay, 10-year Treasury is down 12 basis points today. The German 10-year Bund is down 20 basis points. Italy's down 34. Spain down 26. UK down 28. Well, where's the safety? The safety is in the U.S. 10-year Treasury. And we're going to talk today about how do you make that work for you? If you own real estate, if you're thinking about buying real estate, there is an opportunity here. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, real-time real estate, your credit matters, and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones now down 668 points. NASDAQ down 201. The S&P 500 down 70. 10-year Treasury down 13 basis points on the interest, on the yield. Down 13 basis points at 1.7. Mortgage-backed securities are up 47 basis points, which means interest rates are down. That is a good thing right now. But why is all of that happening? Well, yeah, it's all got to do with Russia and what's going on over there. There are reports of a 40-mile, can you imagine this? 40-mile long convoy of troops entering Ukraine from Russia. And this is going to put fear in the market, weighing on the stock prices, and a lot of money is entering the safe haven of the bond market. Told you about that in the last segment. There's also uncertainty around tonight's State of the Union address from President Biden. Does it include more sanctions? Do you think he might change course a little bit on his energy policy? Yeah, I understand global climate change. I don't know. Can you call it global warming? Today in Southern California, they're saying that we might knock out some records for heat, but tomorrow we might knock out records for cold. And Friday we're expecting rain. We usually get rain in February. That's about it. So is it global warming? Is it global colding? Is it climate change? But the real question is, do we have any control over any of it? Do mere mortals have control? We couldn't control a virus, but we can control the weather. I just throw that out there for you. And I know that the virus, especially here in Southern California, Josh, you may not have it there in Nevada, but in Southern California, the virus knows that it has to stop at the county line. It does not go from LA County to Orange County. Right? In LA County, they have to wear masks. Orange County, we don't. In LA County, they have a lot worse numbers. Orange County, we don't. So the virus knows that it can't cross that county line. Global warming, maybe it knows what we're doing in the United States and doesn't care what's happening in Russia and India and China and all that. I just throw that out there for you. So if climate is changing, but maybe the president will say, you know something? We have an opportunity here that maybe we can stop some of the world's suffering, because global climate change, it may happen over the next 100 years. People of Ukraine don't have 100 years right now, Mr. President. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. They're under attack today, and there's a lot of them getting killed. And maybe if we shut off the gas pump in Russia and turn on the pumps in the United States, well, maybe Russia will get squeezed just a little bit quicker. And maybe the people over there won't suffer and get killed as much. So maybe the president will say that tonight. Fed futures are implied just a 10% probability of a 50 basis point hike on March 16th. It was 50%. So they were talking about raising interest rates dramatically. Well, maybe they're not going to do it as big a hike. They're a little behind the curve right now. They should have been doing this sooner, but they didn't. So we're going to watch that. CoreLogic released their home price index report showing that home prices rose 1.4% in January, 19.1% year over year, which is an acceleration from 18.5% in December, the highest reading in the 45-year history of the index. CoreLogic forecast out. Just throw this one out because they have no clue. They have no idea of what they're doing when it comes to the idea of forecasting. They've been so wrong, and they won't change. So they're coming out now. They anticipated the forecast that home prices will appreciate 0.2% in February and 3.8% in the year going forward.
It is what it is.
Unbelievable. Now, let's take a look at CoreLogic forecast in January. They anticipated a 0% reading in the month. Meanwhile, we saw 1.4%. When we looked to their report from last year, this time they forecasted home prices would increase 4%. Meanwhile, they came out saying they really did 19.1%, missed by just 15%. They continue to miss. Top metros. Okay, Josh, you're in the running again. Phoenix, 30%. San Diego, 23%. Las Vegas, 25%. So we might even put out some graphics. I think our friends over at MBS Highway have some graphics that maybe our team will steal some of those. Not steal them. I pay for it. It's with the rise in home prices, some buyers may think it's better to option to rent. Apartment List released their February national rental report showing that rents rose 0.6% in February, which is a reacceleration after a few months of slowing increases. Year-over-year rents are now up 17.6%, almost matching the rise in home price appreciation. Also remember, rents can continue to rise on renewals each year, which are currently going up 6 to 8%. Renters, you're going a different direction there. So, whoops. Lost my report here. Okay, so we'll figure out what's going on there. The bottom line is, yeah, we're starting to see this moving dramatically, and we're going to continue to see these prices go up. But here's the issue. Here's what I want you to think about. Here's what I want you to contemplate. Are people moving? Well, a lot of them, what they've decided to start doing is their decision has been home improvements. Take a look what's going on in the home improvement market. We're seeing that a lot right now, that people are deciding that they want to do some home improvement work. I should tell you that is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So let's chat about this, buying versus renting. And we put together some great charts and numbers for you when it comes to buying and rent versus renting. Well, here's the issue. Here's what I want you to understand about buying and renting right now. You got to look at what's going on in the marketplace. What is the forecast for the future? Where's the market going? Where's the market heading in the future? Well, everyone's looking. There's not a lot of properties available. So I'm going to suggest to you right now, when we start seeing where the numbers are in the marketplace, well, what we need to really do is look at it and say, should we take some money out of our real estate? Now, as late as last week, there were people calling the program and asking, something, should I refinance and get rid of that mortgage insurance? And our teams looked at some of the numbers, which we always do, because it always has to do with where you are at a given time, not what the market's doing, none of that other stuff. Where are you? What are you looking at? What is your unique goals and objectives? And I'm going to share with you that in some instances, if you bought a house on a FHA loan, well, the idea here might be that you may have the best product available for your family. There may be nothing for you to do. But there may be. The flip side of that could be that maybe you need to take advantage of the marketplace. Maybe you need to say, okay, well, interest rates, I'm going to share this with you. So on one of our sites, rsrloans.com, a lot of great information on that particular site, rsrloans.com. We get some data every day from a company called Ellie Mae. Ellie Mae has a loan origination software package, and it's one of the most comprehensive packages out there. Well, and it's one of they have a huge market share. They've got 35% of the market on their package. Part of that is a software that prices loans for individuals specifically. Now, we talk to you every Thursday morning. We give you the numbers that come out from Freddie Mac. And we tell you that on Thursday morning, Freddie Mac, for instance, on February 24th, they came out and said that the Freddie Mac Mortgage Market Survey showed a 3.89% 30-year fixed rate loan with 0.8% as the points that people were paying to get that rate, or what the survey market. Now, that's always anywhere from 1 to 3 days delayed. Now, when we go and look at this numbers that come from Optimal Blue or Ellie Mae, same company, they tell us what loans are being locked at right now. So if you go and you call your loan advisor and you ask them to lock a loan, and that company uses Optimal Blue, Ellie Mae, this is going to track what they're actually locking the loans for. I'm going to share with you yesterday when we looked at this, we have a team call. And I think when we were doing the team call yesterday, I think it was like 4.18. If I'm not mistaken, that's what loans were being locked at yesterday. That was an average conforming loan. That's not, going and saying under what situations like the Freddie Mac number is. But it was I think it was 4.18 was the number yesterday, 4.188. Today, that same number is 4.094. So the interest rates are coming down. Now, again, that's a day delayed, right? So we don't know what loans are locked at for March 1st, but we do know that on February 25th, the number was 4.188. And you go to February 28th, it was 4.094. Now, I'm not giving you APRs because I'm just telling you, I'm just reporting an average interest rate that was throughout the entire system of Ellie Mae, 4.094. Jumbo, 3.755. FHA, 4.114. Those are their numbers of what the locks are coming in at. I'm kind of surprised by that number for the FHA. I don't understand why that one's as high as it is, but that's their numbers. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, the interest rates have come down. Is that about 2% from Friday to yesterday? Think about that concept. So what I want you to know there is if you take your loan that you got 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, and maybe you had mortgage insurance on that, well, you need to be calling and talk to one of our team members and see if it makes sense to get rid of that mortgage insurance. If it was right for you to have a home equity line of credit when you bought your home, yeah, maybe right for you to look at that now, because the Federal Reserve does not necessarily drive up the mortgage rates, but the home equity line of credit rates do go up pretty much in lockstep, because here's the way that works. Is you have the Federal Reserve controls the federal funds discount rate. Well, that kind of drives the prime rate. The prime rate is the index that's used for home equity lines of credit. So if you have if your margin is say 1.5 above the prime rate, the prime rate just went up by 1/4%. Well, your rate went up 1/4%. But if you have a 30-year fixed rate loan, no, that did not go up. So maybe in a rising interest rate environment, and the Federal Reserve has said they're going to raise rates 3 to 5 times this year. We don't know what it's going to be exactly, but they've said 3 to 5 times. So the bottom line here, you need to watch that. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we've still got quite a bit to talk to you about. An expert advisor will give you the best advice in today's market. How could Fed raising interest rates affect you? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within each market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomedigest.com, rsrhomedigest.com. Find out exactly what the county recorder knows about your property, what the market believes about your property. And it is a totally once a month free email from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio. An expert advisor will give you the best advice in today's market. Having an experienced guide coaching you through the process of buying or selling a home is important in a normal market, but today's market is far from normal. As a result, an expert real estate advisor isn't just good to have by your side, they're essential. Today's housing market is full of extremes. Experts project mortgage rates will continue to rise this year, and that's driving significant demand for homes as buyers want to make their purchases before rates climb even higher. At the same time, an absence of sellers is leading to record low housing inventory. This imbalance in supply and demand is creating bidding wars and driving home price appreciation as well as considerable gains in home equity. These market conditions can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to go it alone. Having a trusted expert to coach you through the process of buying or selling a home gives you clarity and confidence through each step. Here are just a few of the ways a real estate expert is invaluable. First, contracts. Agents help with the disclosures and contracts necessary in today's heavily regulated environment. Experience. In an unprecedented market, experience is crucial. Real estate professionals know the entire sales process, including how it's changed over the past 2 years. Negotiations. Your real estate advisor acts as a buffer in negotiations with all parties throughout the entire transaction and advocates for your best interests. Education. Knowledge is power in today's market, and your advisor will simply effectively explain market conditions and translate what they mean for you. Pricing. Finally, a real estate professional understands today's real estate values when setting the price of your home or helping you make an offer to purchase one. A real estate agent is a crucial guide through this unprecedented market. Not all agents are created equal. A true expert can carefully walk you through the whole real estate process, look out for your unique needs, and advise you on the best ways to achieve success. Finding an expert real estate advisor, not just any agent, should be your top priority when you're ready to buy or sell a home. What's the key to choosing the right expert? Well, call me. I know them all. I shouldn't say I know them all. I know some great experts around the marketplace, anywhere within the sound of our voice. It starts with trust. You want to know you can trust the advice they're giving you, so you need to make sure you're connected with a true professional. No one can provide perfect advice because it's impossible to know exactly what's going to happen at every turn, especially in today's unique market. But a true professional can give you the best possible advice based on the information and situation at hand. They'll help you make the necessary adjustments along the way, advocate for you throughout the process, and coach you on the essential knowledge you need to make confident decisions. That's exactly what you want and deserve. Critical to have an expert on your side who's well-versed in navigating today's rapidly changing market. If you're planning to buy or sell a home this year, let's connect so you have a real estate professional on your side. I will put you in touch with somebody who knows the market. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomedigest.com, rsrhomedigest.com. Also want to share with you the new tool we just rolled out yesterday, RSR Home Scout. RSR Home Scout. Get it all in one place. Now, the Home Scout is a great tool. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be paying for it to give it away to you for free. So what is RSR Home Scout? All in one. You can actually be doing all of your home shopping. So if you're thinking about buying a house this year, this month, this week, next year, whatever, you can go on there and put in the parameters of what you want for your property, what you're looking for. I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, white picket fence. I want it to be in the price range of A to B, and I want it to be in these zip codes, these area codes. You're going to get an email or however you set it up every time a new property comes on the market that fits your parameters. There is no advertising. It's not like you're going to get the agent on the right side that says, oh, call this agent to get all the full details. No, you're getting all the full details right there. You can also find out what property values are. And yes, they are going to give you the values from the Z company. They're going to give you 3 others as well. So you can look and say, this company thinks the price of the property is worth this. This company thinks it's worth that. Z thinks it's worth this one. What's the likelihood on all of these? So the bottom line is it gives you all this information. If you want to buy, you want to sell, you want to just know your values, know the market. It's going to give you all this information. I think it's a great tool. I used to use it from a different company, probably 10 years ago, and it became cost prohibitive, but now they've made it to a point where I can give it to you. Really, really simple. I like the idea of giving things away. rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. You can start your home search right there and just know what the market's doing. And again, if you're not looking to buy for the next year, no big deal. You've got the tool and it works for you. So just a little bit more of the free goodies that we like to give away. Let's get back to what we were talking about in the last segment. I was chatting with you a little bit about the concept of where you are in the marketplace, what's going on in the marketplace for you and your family, and how do you take advantage of this market? And a lot of it has to do with where you start from. Are you renting? Well, go to rsrhomescout.com. You can get the rents for your area. You can see what's happening. You probably already know what's going on in your area from a rental standpoint. And they're going up, right? Everybody's rent is going up. If you are owning a piece of property, if you're a landlord, aren't you raising the rents right now? Now think about that part of it. So here's the part that I want you to think about there. Maybe if you own your own property and you've got a bunch of equity in it, which if you've owned it for more than a year or two, you do have a bunch of equity. So if that's the case, what is your return on investment of equity? I'm going to shock most people right now because very few people have this concept down.
It is what it is.
Your return on investment of equity is always zero. Always zero. So here's the issue. Why is it zero? Well, if you have a $500,000 home, and I'm just using it for round numbers because it's easy, and I know there's not a whole lot of $500,000 homes in Southern California. I know in Riverside you can get them out there. San Bernardino, you too. But you've got a $500,000 home, and it goes up on average. We've talked to you about this, about 5.3% here in Southern California. I'm just going to use 5% because it's easy. It's going to go up $25,000. Now, did I mention how much the mortgage was on that? No. So that $500,000 property, if it's got no mortgage and it goes up 5%, it goes up $25,000. If it has a FHA loan, and a new FHA loan, because on the FHA loan, you have a $500,000 property, and generally, you're going to put 3.5% down. That's what a lot of people do. It's a starter loan. And then you have to add 1.75% for the upfront mortgage insurance premium. So now your loan is right about $500,000. So you've got no equity in the property. But what if you sell it? What if it goes up 5%? $25,000. So if you have no loan, it goes up $25,000. If you have a loan that has fully encumbered, a lien that covers everything, $500,000 loan on a $500,000 property, it's going to go up $25,000. The amount of equity is irrelevant. So your rate of return on equity is zero. Now, if you bought that $500,000 home, let's say in January of 2020, well, we know that property's gone up probably $150,000. Okay, if you get the FHA loan, you could probably only take out maybe $50,000, depending upon what you're doing and what kind of loan you have. So now let me go back before I even go to this. Just remember, veterans, if you bought that $500,000 house, and veterans, you need nothing down, no down payment. Love our veterans, love the veterans loan. Thank you, veterans. You've earned the right to have this loan. You have zero down payment requirement if you've got your full entitlement. If it goes up 5%, yes, yours went up $25,000 also. with no with a full lien, fully encumbered. I digress. Let's get back to the numbers. So you bought that in January of 2020, and likelihood is you've got $150,000 in equity. Well, you've got it making nothing for you. It's doing absolutely zero for you. What if you take out $50,000 to $100,000 and you buy another piece of property? You get a new FHA loan and move into it, because the FHA loan requires you to move in. It's a primary residence loan. So you take out that, say, let's just say for round numbers, $75,000. Well, you can go and buy, if you qualify, maybe a $700,000 house, put down $70,000, 10% down on an FHA loan. You can do that. You can even do that with a conventional loan. You don't have to go FHA for that. And now you've got two pieces of property that are appreciating. So now you've got your new $700,000 property, and you've got the $500,000 that's now worth $650,000. These are all hypothetical numbers. I don't have exacts. So now you've got a $1.35 million in real estate. That's your holdings. And if that goes up 5%, what have you just done to your net worth? Your net worth just went up $62,000. Think about that part of it, because do that over and over and over again. By the time you're, depending upon what your age now, just add 10 years, add 20 years, add 30 years. These properties are appreciating, and you're going to do this multiple times. It's called Monopoly, just like the game of Monopoly. Take money out, collect the rents, buy more property. And then by the time you have that 10, 20, 30 years of doing this, you've got a big portfolio of real estate. Now, I never even told you anything about putting money into a 401k, right? We don't need to, because this is growing in a tax-advantaged method as well. And our friend Todd Halterman, I think he's here tomorrow. He'll be talking to us about how you can even cash out and not have taxes due at closing. So there's a lot of benefits going here, but you got to listen to Ron Siegel Radio, because that's where we're going to tell you about them. A lot of people don't even understand half the benefits that we talk about on Ron Siegel Radio. I'll tell you this much. I understand them. I talk to Todd all the time. I talk to a lot of smart people all the time. I know enough to say it can be done, but you got to get that really, really good expert advice, just like we talked about in the real-time real estate segment today. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, how could the Fed raising interest rates affect you? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. How could the Fed raising interest rates affect you? Federal Reserve is expected to increase its federal funds rate several times this year. Consumers don't pay the federal funds rate directly. It's how much financial institutions pay for overnight loans, but raising this rate can have a rippling effect throughout the economy. Here's a closer look at what might happen and how you could prepare or react. Debts could become more expensive when you're paying off a fixed rate loan, such as a personal, auto, or mortgage loan. Your interest rate won't change after you take out the loan. However, the rate on variable rate loans could rise with increasing Fed funds rate. If you have a credit card debt or a variable rate installment loan, you might see your personal interest rate and minimum monthly payments rise. Paying off your credit cards as quickly as possible could help you save on interest and may improve your FICO score. You could also look into transferring the debt to a new credit card with a 0% APR introductory offer and pay it down while you're not accruing interest, but consider the cost of a potential balance transfer fee and whether you'll actually come out ahead. You might also see rates for new fixed rate loans start to creep up, particularly for personal and auto loans. Mortgage rates aren't as directly tied to the Fed. Easy for me to say today. They're not tied directly to the Fed funds rate, but mortgage rates have been rising. If you want to finance to a lower rate mortgage, you might also have to move quickly. Savings rates might not react as quickly. While borrowers may be paying more for their debt soon, savers might not see the rates on bank balances rise as quickly. Savings accounts rates are not tied to the Fed funds rate, and banks won't necessarily rush to increase how much interest they pay. Some banks may decide to keep their rates low until they feel competitive pressure decide they need to attract more depositors. If you're not earning much on your savings, well, you could look into high-yield checking and savings accounts. These pay higher rates, but often require you to meet certain requirements, such as using your credit card a certain number of times and signing up for electronic statements. Many savers are also purchasing I-bonds, a type of federal treasury bond that ties its interest rate to inflation. They're paying 7.12% as of early 2022, and you're guaranteed the rate for 6 months. It could be a good option for short and medium-term savings, especially if inflation rates don't fall. But read about the restrictions and requirements before purchasing a bond. Inflation and investment returns might slow down. Inflation rates have passed 7% for the first time since the 1980s, and you may have already noticed the rising costs of goods and services. Does that surprise anybody?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
One reason the Fed increases its target fund rate is to bring down inflation by slowing down the economy. I think the economy might be slowing on its own. That's called stagflation, when you've got inflation rapidly increasing and the economy is stagnant. Investors may also notice that the rising rates lead to lower stock market returns. If businesses have to pay more interest when they borrow money to expand their business, they won't have as much profit for shareholders. Additionally, the decrease in demand for products and services by businesses and people could lead to lower prices. However, the change won't happen overnight, especially when supply chain disruptions are still causing problems. In the meantime, when you need to prepare your budget for higher costs, we don't want to do that. Good credit can help you get a lower rate. That's the whole idea. The Fed funds rate and interest rates can directly impact how much you have to pay for certain loans and how far your money will go. You don't have a lot of control over the rates. However, you can focus on your FICO score. Most lenders have a range of potential interest rates, and you could need good credit, excellent credit, to qualify for the best rates. Just throw that out there for you. That is the Your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It's wrong. What are you doing about it? We have a little time today, so I think I'll give you, and I don't know, we'll have it tomorrow, but maybe we can do a better outcome segment today, Josh. I think we can fit that in. Better outcome segment brought to you by mycdlp.com. Mycdlp.com. Buying a new home when obligated for the marital mortgage. I can't buy a new home if I'm still on the marital mortgage. is often the statement made by the spouse leaving the marital home. Fortunately, this is not necessarily true. In many divorce situations, the spouse retaining the marital home will not qualify to refinance the current mortgage, and the vacating spouse believes they can't qualify to purchase a new home while remaining on the mortgage for the marital home. This thought process seems rational. However, there are certain steps and verbiage to include in the divorce settlement agreement that can remove this obstacle. How to handle court-ordered assignment of debt. While many mortgage companies have their own guidelines or overlays to investor underwriting guidelines, a certified divorce lending professional will know how to handle court-ordered assignment of debt and the correct verbiage needed in the divorce settlement agreement or separation agreement. When a borrower has an outstanding debt that was assigned to another party by court order, such as under a divorce decree or separation agreement, and the creditor does not release the borrower from liability, the borrower has a contingent liability. The lender may not be required to count this contingent liability as part of the borrower's recurring monthly debt obligations if handled properly. Why working with a certified divorce lending professional, CDLP, can help with your marital mortgage? The key, however, is to work with knowledgeable and trained divorce lending professional. A certified divorce lending professional, again, CDLP, understands the different requirements of working with contingent liabilities. There can be hidden issues, including title requirements, as well as payments made by the spouse that is now liable. Though these hidden issues can result in denied mortgage financing. The CDLP brings tremendous value to the divorce team during the settlement process. Their background knowledge of family law, financial and tax planning, real property, and mortgage financing allows them to better support and assist the divorce team and divorcing homeowners. Do you have questions about how divorce may impact your ability to obtain mortgage financing? Well, the CDLP is knowledgeable and experienced, can help make the transition much smoother and more successful. Working with a certified divorce lending professional and incorporating divorce mortgage planning into the divorce settlement may help both spouses obtain new mortgage financing post-divorce. Give us a call, or go right online and grab a copy of the Divorcing Your Mortgage Homeowner Workbook. We just call it mydymworkbook.com, mydymworkbook.com. You can go and grab that totally free. Send it back to us once you finish with it, mydymworkbook.com. And we'll put together a full report for you and help you get organized, be prepared, understand your mortgage financing position, whether you are needing to refinance the marital home in an equity buyout situation or prepare to sell and purchase that new home post-divorce. Remember, in addition to that tool, mydymworkbook.com, you can go right on myhomescout.com, and that site will tell you what the property is worth based on four different resources. 4 different sources will give you the information on what your property is worth in that free tool. mydymworkbook.com. You're going to get the valuations. rsrhomescout.com will tell you what your departing your marital home is worth right now. Might be a good guideline when you look at that to know, okay, what are we dealing with? How much equity is there for all parties? So you can go right on there, rsrhomescout.com. And as always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Tides that I tried to swim against